Hey guys, what's going on? We're back with a brand new video, and today I'm going to be showing you guys my personal favorite, and in my opinion, the best Roblox arsenal settings you can have to improve your gameplay. Let's get right into it. Alright guys, so the default settings, these are the default settings inside of Arsenal. I am on an alt account, just so I know exactly what the default settings are for audio, control, and stuff. So this is, so let's start with control, okay? So control's right here. Let's start with that. So, control. A lot of people, so first up, which is off by default, is auto reload. This varies from person to person. You can use this if it's your preference. You can just experiment with auto reload. I personally don't use it, but you guys can obviously check that out if you want. Now, gamepad vibration, what that means is that basically if you have a controller, the controller will vibrate when you're in like a gunfight or something. If you're a controller and you're trying to do really well, I recommend turning that off, but it doesn't apply to PC or mobile players whatsoever. You can also mute megaphones, so if people like try to play music and stuff, I would only really recommend this if you get annoyed by them or if you're like a YouTuber. On my account, I have these muted, but you guys don't have to. Mute chat. I would not recommend muting chats just to make sure you know what's going on. I always have chat on, but you guys can mute chat if it gets in the way or anything down here. I doubt it will, but that's just my control settings. I'm just going to turn this off. Just turn something else off. Audio. I prefer to keep these on because, I don't know, this one's kind of fun. It really doesn't distract me from my gameplay. And this one, it's just, it doesn't matter to me that much. You can turn it off if you want. It doesn't matter. These two really don't matter that much in audio, but display is where we get into big things here. So here's what the default is, and I'm sure some of you have like viewport character and 20s filter and particle physics and basic skins. Actually, most people don't have that, and by default the FOV is 80. That's actually, never mind, it is 70. Okay, but I prefer turning off viewport character, making sure all three of these are off, turning off shadows, because shadows, they just lag your game more, and the less shadows you have, the less laggy your game will be, more frames you will have. And yeah, and I also recommend turning off kill effects, because a lot of the time they can get in the way of your crosshair where you're trying to shoot and you can't see the enemy. So I recommend turning off kill effects. Subtitles, it doesn't matter if you have them or not. I keep them off. But yeah, and ragdolls, I keep ragdolls on. But that's your preference, I guess. FOV, this is completely up to you. I'll just give you an example. I personally use 70 FOV, which looks like this, which is like the smallest FOV you can use. I personally use 70, but a lot of people, they like to use 90. And overall, I feel like 90 is a good one, because okay, move over. Because you can see enough. Okay, dude, copyright. Okay, you guys can't hear that. That's good. Alright, so basically, it's just it's a decent view, but it's all up to you what FOV you like. I'll just show you 120 real quick. 120 is really distorted. I personally don't like 120, but if you do really want to see all around you, but at the same time it gives you less percentage chance of headshotting, if you do really want to see around you, I would recommend 120 if you really need to see all around you. I don't recommend it, but like, you can use it if you want, but I just use 70 because I like it, or 80. I also use 80. So those are basically my settings, but the one thing we haven't talked about in my settings right now yet is the crosshair color. Crosshair color, I said this in another video. Make sure your crosshair color is a bright color. They did a good job here, but I would soften up the blue a bit. or soften up the red. But just make it like a bright color. I keep mine at like a bright pink like this, but I just do it down a little bit so it's more pink more than purple. But you can also do bright green is also a very good color, or bright yellow. Just make sure it's a bright color, because if it's like all white or all black, it's gonna be hard to see. Like if you look at it here and I put it up against this like white thing right here, it's kind of hard to see. Sorry, I just had to kill that guy. But it's really kind of hard to see. And yeah, so I just recommend having like a bright color crosshair, just so you can see where you're aiming as such. Of course, you can still do decent with this, but you won't be doing as well as you do with your standard crosshair. So I do recommend bright crosshair colors. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Make sure to do your contracts, and that's pretty much my favorite settings. I guess I'll just do some gameplay on this account and add some music for the rest of the video. And yeah, enjoy the rest of the video.
Because you were never born to quit, you gotta stand up, you were made for this. So keep on throwing rocks and fists, you gotta stand up, you were made for this. Cause you were never born to quit, you gotta stand up, you were made for this. So keep on throwing rocks and fists, you gotta stand up, you were made for this. Stand up, you were made for this. Don't have to wait for it, cause you were made for it. You were made for this. Living in a blacktop jungle, running with a wild out of hunger. Everybody try to test ya, no shelter from the rain and the thunder. Fighting in the concrete wasteland, watch them while they sink like quicksand. Everybody try to shake ya, and they could come and try, you don't give a damn. You're stronger now, can't hold you down, you're breaking out. You were never born to quit, you gotta stand up, you were made for this. Keep on throwing rocks and fists, you gotta stand up, you were made for this. Stand up, you were made for this. Stand up, you were made for this. Standing on the edge of nowhere, you can make them freeze with a cold stare. Everybody try to change you, stand tall head first into danger. Swing until you stun the crowd, yeah. About 6 feet underground, yeah. Everybody try to hold you, ready to roll for my blood the potion. But you're stronger now, I can't hold you down, you're breaking out. Because you were never born to quit, you gotta stand up, you were made for this. So keep on throwing rocks and fists, you gotta stand up, you were made for this. Stand up, you were made for this. Stand up, you were made for this. Heart attacker, the lip smacker, run them down like an off-road tracker. A firecracker, a chip stacker, I suck a punch with a real heat packer. Heart attacker, lip smacker, run them down